Hello, my name is Emelia Hughes, and today I will be presenting our project, Viblio, Introducing Credibility Signals and Citations to Video Sharing Platforms. Social media has both lowered the barrier to publishing content and helped the spread of misinformation online. YouTube, in particular, has created a space for individuals to share and consume a variety of content and for bad actors to disseminate misinformation. Researchers have investigated a variety of countermeasures to misinformation on social media platforms. Prior initiatives to combat the spread of misinformation have taken many forms, including detecting false or misleading information using machine learning, crowdsourcing tools, and providing fact-checked information. But these approaches generally do not confront the underlying factors that prevent users from determining the credibility of content in the first place. Recently, researchers have explored methods that give users more context on the content they see, so that they can spot misinformation themselves. These approaches are complementary to takedown forms of moderation, as they give users the flexibility to apply their own credibility standards and trust measures. In particular, Wikipedia and Wikidata have emerged as key players in the space of credibility signals, as many platforms have turned towards signals from or displaying links to Wikipedia. These indicators help users engage in lateral reading practices. Wikipedia's strong culture of collaborative information sourcing and citations also provides a strong basis for how credibility can be displayed elsewhere on the web. On YouTube, there is no standard way for creators to display sources. Some YouTube creators have already adapted Wikipedia's format of citations to their own videos, although this is rare and out of the way for viewers to see. Given how difficult it is for creators to display citations, we decided to first explore how users are currently determining the credibility of the videos they watch on video sharing platforms, and how we could improve this process. In our exploratory study, we study what factors help users select and trust a video, what signals, if any, might be confusing or misleading, and how new credibility signals could integrate into their current experiences. Participants in our exploratory study were primarily recruited through word of mouth and X. Overall, our participants skewed female and under the age of 30. All of our participants were either in the process of completing or had completed a bachelor's degree or higher. We completed 60-minute interviews with participants over Zoom, where we took them through a series of tasks. First, we had them select a video from the results of a few different search terms. For this task, the main factors that participants mentioned were the source of the video, or the channel, the thumbnail and video preview, the number of views, and the result ranking on the page. This page was then compared to the Google results for the same search term, which gave a comparison point for the participants to discuss their likes and dislikes in the context of credibility. Next, participants evaluated the credibility of a video based on the playback page. The main factors that participants evaluated here was the perceived production quality of the video's description box, the title of the video, and the date that the video was posted. Interestingly, not many participants discussed YouTube's intervention with the information panel on the COVID-19 vaccine. One participant, however, misinterpreted the meaning of the panel in quite the alarming manner. Once we had completed the main tasks, we asked the participants open-ended questions about their processes and choices, as well as their knowledge of credibility. This often led to conversations of what they would hope to see on YouTube in the context of credibility signals. Based on these results, we got to work designing and implementing Viblio. Based on the findings of our exploratory study, other credibility-focused systems, and extant literature, we developed some goals to guide us in the design process. In terms of functionality, we wanted the system to allow anyone to view and add citations to encourage a crowdsourced environment. We also wanted to add granularity to these citations by only displaying them for a certain time frame, as often only part of a video requires a citation. In our exploratory study, participants expressed importance in specifying the purpose of a citation, such as whether it supports or refutes content in the video, or simply provides further information. Participants also expressed that they would only want or need citations in specific circumstances, so we wanted the system to be low profile when not in use and integrate well with YouTube's current UI. The default view on Viblio is the timeline view. As the video plays, a relevant citation will be displayed throughout the time frame specified by the citation creator. Users can also navigate to the start time of the citation by clicking on the corresponding circle on Viblio's timeline. The other way to explore citations is through the list view. By default, all of the video citations are displayed in a scrollable list. Shortcut buttons to individual citations are shown on the left side of the window. The citations on this page are not displayed based on their specified time frame, so they give users a chance to explore the citations in depth. When a user finds a source that they want to add a citation for, they can click the plus button on the extension. This opens up a form where users can input citation information such as the link to the citation, the type of citation, any comments or notes, and the start and end times for the section of the video their source references. Once added, they'll be able to see their new citation on the timeline view. Once we completed the design and implementation of Viblio, we ran a reflective study to gain some insight on how Viblio performs in the context of our original goals. Participants in our reflective study were primarily recruited by word of mouth and X. Overall, the participants skewed male and educated, with 7 holding masters and 5 with bachelors. The group was relatively politically diverse, with 3 identifying as Democrats or left-leaning, 2 identifying as moderate or centrist, 1 identifying as Republican or right-leaning, 1 identifying as independent, and 4 who chose not to share. After an initial onboarding meeting, participants independently used Viblio. Each participant was given a schedule of videos to watch and use Viblio with each day including a set of 2 to 3 videos that totaled under 30 minutes. They would also fill out a reflective survey that asked about the credibility of each video they watched and if Viblio affected their perception of the credibility at all. Participants were split into 3 randomized groups who were each given a separate schedule. Each group watched the same set of videos, however, the ordering in which they encountered them was different. This ensured that each participant would encounter a mix of videos that were already populated with citations, and some that didn't have any yet. If the participant came across something in a video that they believed needed a citation, we asked them to find and add an appropriate source. The set of videos that participants watched were chosen to cover a variety of topics, types of videos, source types, use cases, and credibility levels. In some cases, similar videos from traditionally opposing sources were used. A few of the videos purposely included problematic or false information, which was disclosed to participants in the final reflective interviews. The reflective interviews were used to review the independent exercises and gain a clearer understanding of participants' experiences with and thoughts on Viblio. So, let's take a look at some of our results. First, we're going to explore the impact of citations as a credibility signal. In the evaluations of videos with political content, participants placed significant emphasis on source credibility. Established sources like NBC News and Reuters were generally perceived as more trustworthy. However, pre-existing perceptions of news sources, such as Fox News, influenced participants' initial credibility ratings. The presence of citations within these videos played a crucial role in enhancing post-watch credibility, particularly by validating the claims made in the video. Videos featuring educational and scientific content from trusted sources like Crash Course and TED-Ed were consistently perceived as highly credible, and citations were instead used to provide additional context and facilitate deeper explorations of the content. Videos discussing sensitive and controversial topics, such as abortion and election fraud, often faced credibility challenges where citations played a crucial role in influencing credibility. Participants relied on citations to fact-check claims and provide additional context. So, now let's look specifically at Viblio's use as a credibility signal. Participants highlighted the overall utility of Viblio and areas for potential improvements. Every participant found the extension to be intuitive and easy to use, but some found the division between the video itself and the extension hard to bridge. Participants engaged with Viblio's citation citations using diverse strategies, which highlights Viblio's flexibility in accommodating user preferences. The majority of participants would use the timeline view while watching the video, and a few participants would pause the video and explore the citations when unfamiliar topics came up. An overarching theme displayed by many of the participants was the motive to add citations when encountering ambiguous or untrue information. Some participants said that their motivation came from curiosity and the urge to fact-check questionable content, while others approached adding citations through a balanced perspective to reinforce or counteract points within a video. Perceptions of the impact and utility of citations varied across topics and applications. Participants found citations to be of limited impact in cases where they had prior knowledge, but emphasized their value in relation to unfamiliar content. All participants agreed on the value of using Viblio in scientific videos and fact-based contexts. For entertainment-based contents, participants found the citations valueless, generally due to a lack of desire to determine a video's credibility when watching something for entertainment. Political or controversial topics presented the widest variety of standpoints. While some participants believed that Viblio would be essential to controversial topics, others expressed reservations about misuse. So, what do our results mean in the context of credibility in video formats? So far, the introduction of Viblio shows a promising shift in how users evaluate the credibility of online video content. One of the key takeaways from our study is the extent to which Viblio empowers users to form their own opinions about video content. Participants emphasized that Viblio's value extended beyond the presence of citations. Rather, it provided them with an evaluative point alongside existing signals. Despite Viblio's potential as a tool against misinformation, it is still susceptible to issues other crowd-based and social platforms face. Currently, anyone, including bad actors, can add citations. In some cases, this could lead to a video full of misinformation, citing a multitude of untrustworthy sources. While the study focuses solely on implementing an initial system for trust and credibility, it is imperative to integrate moderation tools in the future. A question that remains is the possible scalability of Viblio. The crowdsourced approach that Viblio currently uses requires a high degree of user involvement. However, Viblio is able to provide customized approaches to each individual video. Unlike community notes, Viblio could prove its strength for high-traffic videos, where more users are likely to add citations throughout a video. On the other hand, Viblio's current system falls short for low-traffic videos, which will be unlikely to have many or any citations added. An unexpected finding from our study is the potential mental load Viblio introduces into the user experience. Some participants noted that using Viblio alongside video content required a noticeable cognitive effort compared to their usual viewing habits. However, the consensus among all the participants was that this added cognitive load was justified. Our findings also shed light on various design choices and additions that could refine Viblio's utility. Participants suggested exploring different placements for citations, adding filter views to review citations by type, and implementing a rating system for individual citations. Given participants' mixed views on Viblio's use in political environments, a broader study on the use of citations by political groups on content both aligning and disagreeing with their views could provide crucial knowledge for combating political misinformation. Looking forward, the work on Viblio has many possible directions to grow in. While systems like community notes can be looked at as an example, there is no way to know the greater impact of Viblio until it is tested on a greater scale. Thank you so much for listening to our presentation. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to follow up with us by email.